The developed country make the technology first of all, then after they introduce in the market, like the Brazil, like the Japan, like the America introduce in E10 first, and then after E15, and no one ethanol is introducing after that, because they have not the proper way of the technology in the market. So basically in America it is introduced in E15 last. Okay, Japan is also working for the E10 and E15, but no one is E20 and E85 and E100. Also we talk about the Brazil is exclusively working in the ethanol blending, also for the flax fuel, which is introduced in the 85%, 80 or 85%. First of all, they are introducing in the flax fuel vehicles manufacturings, and then after they sold in the market, after that they are introducing in ethanol blending. But in India is first of all no any technology introduced, no any guidelines introduced, no any procedure introduced. First of all, they introduce in ethanol 10 and ethanol 15, and after an ethanol E20. That means ki E20, that means ki 80% petrol and 20% ethanol. Now 85% and 100% ethanol blending is introducing in following years. These situations, the 90% of the Indian vehicles owner is more tense about their vehicles conditions, the rusting condition of the machines, and the exhaust of the machines is not properly working, the torque is not created in the vehicles. But the government is imposing the E20 and E85s and E100, which is also being introducing in the flowing days. But the challenges facing by the consumer in India, and many of the consumer are blaming through video, through the content, through the social media, through the press, through the electronic media, for the government, and also for the Nitin Gadkari, and also for the Ministry of Fuel ministry, like the different way of the claiming by the government that they are introducing an ethanol blending in the market. But there are the challenges facing by the consumers, like the average decreases 15 to 25%. Also many of the automobiles company which are not favor of the ethanol blending E20 and E20 and more than E20 ethanol blending in the market, because in the 80% of the Indian vehicles are not compatible for the ethanol blending fuel efficiency, because there are two reasons. First of all is the mechanisms which is introducing in the vehicles are not properly for the ethanol blending, and second one is India is just now the working for the flax fuel vehicles and flax fuel engines in the vehicles, which is introducing in the following years. but but our government is no, हम तुमको फ्लैक्स फ्यूल दे रहे हैं, तुमको डालना है तो डालो, नहीं तो जाओ। ये थोड़ी होता है यार, पहले आपको उसके ऊपर काम करना पड़ता है। आप उसको 2 साल 3 साल खुद अपने 10-15 व्हीकल्स पर ट्रायल करो, उसके बाद से मार्केट में डालो यार। अभी के टाइम में 80%, मोर देन 80% ऑफ द कंज्यूमर आर फेसिंग फॉर द disruption of their vehicles, and it will be very challenges for those peoples who are busy in the different work, and they are not properly services their vehicles in monthly, because expense also increase, EMI also increase, petrol price is also increases. So how they are how the different level of the cost which are facing by the consumer, it is not be compatible in India, where 80% of the peoples are middle class. So government is thinking about, if they are introducing E10, E15 and E20 ethanol blending, first of all they make ensure about to capable of vehicles in current scenario. The total vehicles is capable of ethanol blending acceptable, so they will introduce. If it is not able, so they are working for the technology association, machine discovery and the different way of the innovations and R&D working basically in the ground levels for the 10 vehicles. Then after they introduce in after 4 and 5 years, but suddenly they are introducing ethanol blending, and the market consumer are very conscious about their expensive vehicles is roasting easily and not be creating torque easily. So the whole consumer in India are blaming for the ministry of road, like the Nitin Gadkari, and also for the uh, BJP government. So in this scenario, first of all, government will ensure about, and also for the believe about the consumers, that it will be not harmful for the vehicles, and also for the automobiles company introduce a framework for the different vehicles for the compatible of ethanol blending. Then after the insecurity and secure about the ethanol which is compatible. But we just seen about the other country how they are introducing, like the Canada, like the Brazil, America, Japan is also working for the ethanol blending. And the result which will come out in a different developed country, they are just working for the technology, they just working for the R&D, and also for the market demands, and also for the consumer individual choice, that if someone is able to purchase E10 and E15 E20, they will be okay. And if someone is 100% petrol buying, say, so they have the option to buying different category of fuels, and that will be insecurity will not be disrupted in the markets, and consumer will be trust by the government. But in our India it will be opposite happen, like the if government is imposing E20 ethanol blending in the petrols, consumer have no any choice, and they are just try to buy the ethanol blending fuels. And so the consumer are angry for the governments, and different way of the management is not be proper addressing in the markets. And also for the fuel price is also increasing, the fuel average is also decreases like 10 to 15%, but the price is rapidly increases. If the government is introducing ethanol blending, the petrol and also for the fuel price is also decreases. Now the government is introduced 15%, 15% also included in diesels. How it is happen? Because if you are not working for the technology, because 80% vehicles in the market are not compatible for your ethanol blending, so how you are introducing in this type of unethical strategy, like जो भी मन करे वो भी थोप दो, ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए यार। मार्केट में अगर जो कोई चीज़ इंट्रोड्यूस करो तो उसके पहले रिसर्च करो, उसके बाद से देखो दो चार व्हीकल्स पे ट्राई करो, 2-3 साल ट्राई करो कि इसका रिजल्ट क्या रहा, उसके बाद से मार्केट में कोई चीज़ इंट्रोड्यूस करो। क्योंकि इंडियन कंज्यूमर वेरी सेंसिटिव, बहुत जल्दी रिएक्ट करते हैं। ऐसा नहीं है कि तुम इसको कुछ भी बेच दो और वो एक्सेप्ट कर लेंगे, बिकॉज इंडियन आर नॉट बी फुलिश, बिकॉज दे आर थिंक अबाउट एवरी goods and services, they are easily not be understand about what is the exactly happening. They are thinking about what is the consequence of this ethanol blending for their vehicles, because every Indians love their vehicles, and they are not going to service center for monthly. They could not expense 50,000 to 60,000 for their vehicles. They have a dream vehicles, and they would not be destroyed this type of unethical manner procedures in the market. So government is working basically for the insecurity, and first of all they work for the research and development, then after introducing in the market for ethanol blending, and also for the uh, different types of choices which is introducing in the market, that a consumer have a choice to buy flax fuel vehicles like ethanol blending vehicles, and also have the pure petrol vehicles and pure diesel vehicles. All this is also happen when if flax fuels vehicles is introducing, so it will compatible for every types of fuels that will consume, and the torque is also created. So government is try to working for this type of procedures, and that will be give the believe and faith for the government, also for the policy and introducing in different types of working which is happening. Okay.